It's the Friday Daily Market Summary, wrapping up the week of trade, and I'm joined now by Garret Arndorfer of agmarket.net. Garret, how did we trade in those grains today? We had quite a bit of red on the screen.
Yeah, it's actually all red. Everything that I'm seeing, just really trading that weather, the forecast of rain. Last week when I spoke, I said we could really use it, and we got it. And the grains are reacting negatively towards that rain, but I know the farmers are being positive toward it. It was something that we really needed. I mean, Iowa, Minnesota, South Dakota, all the way into North Dakota. Corn, about a nickel down across the board there, and soybeans. It's kind of mixed, right around November, I'd say 2 cents. And then you get into those summer months of 27, that's where you start to see 4 or 5 cents down. It's not anything like what we saw in the wheat today that reacted really negatively to some showers that covered most of North Dakota, especially the parts that needed it. Your wheat, that really just reacted with the 20 cent down. I mean, Kansas City, Chicago, and your spring wheat all in the 20s. It's not what guys want to see, but I know that the rain was being prayed for, and we're really glad that we caught some of it.
And Garret, this is being magnified even more, isn't it? The reaction to the weather because of this critical part of the growing stage where we are with corn and soybeans and needing that every bit of moisture.
Absolutely. Coming into end of July, I was getting really nervous for setting your yield, and the soybeans really needed to catch the rains that we got. I think it could help out a lot, really depending on what the storms forecast and what guys actually get. Up here, it's been a little spotty. I hope down there it's not the same. Some places might get an inch, others 3, and the neighbor could see maybe half an inch or less. I'd like to see just a steady rain across the state, and I think that's really going to help. We've been in a little bit of a downtrend since last week in corn and soybeans. I think they're pricing in this forecast once it came out that the storm was going to hit, and I think today's just a down day with a little bit more of a boost. Even here at noon, the precipitation totals have been increased even more into that Iowa, Illinois area.
What about on the heat stress side? Are we going to get a relief from some of those extreme temperatures as well? Are we going to be back to a little bit more normal temperatures for this time of year?
I think August actually is looking pretty hopeful for that. That can obviously change, but it's looking like we're not going to be seeing any of these triple digits continuously. And I really hope them overnights can cool down a little bit when we get into that August. That's the big thing that you got to look for there is when your overnights are staying above 72 degrees, that's not good for nothing. I mean, livestock, grains, it just hurts. And so if we can be into those 80s, maybe even a little bit of low 90s, but your overnights can catch a break and catch some lower 60s, that's going to be really, really key to a good growing season, finishing out these crops.
Over on the other side of the markets, a better day for the livestock. How did the cattle and hogs trade today?
Yeah. Livestock has been really good. The feeders are keeping that momentum, and the live cattle are staying with them. Feeders were green across the board, where live cattle had a few months that they closed just barely under unchanged. At 2 cents is what your October was in. And then hogs, they caught a break today. We closed 10, 50 cents. It's kind of mixed. You even got like December up $1.15. That's great to see. Hogs really took the hit the last 2 days, traded in some months close to where those lows were before we bounced and kind of found that uptrend. I'm hoping we can sustain this coming into, August, September. Demand is going to start driving back up with those holidays in the future.
So with the cattle side, we see that initial movement to the downside when the announcement of the border reopening occurs. Now has things just calmed down a little bit, so it starts to move back in the other direction, maybe because we oversold?
Yeah, I think they just were wondering what was all going to happen, and we had the facts that was going to occur with it. Opening August 24th out of the Douglas port. We weren't sure if it's going to be full. We aren't sure what kind of cattle, if it was going to be horned rodeo cattle that Sid Miller was really advocating for out of Texas. But it sounds like it's going to be, the feeder cattle are going to be coming through that Douglas port, the 30 days. If it goes well, they're looking at the New Mexico. That's great to hear. and it just is kind of calming down, and your cash indexes are actually calming down and finding their footing a little better as well, which is great to see. If we want to see this market sustain where it's at, or even maybe find its feet and see if it can't get back up into, say, 350 range on that August 355, I think that's doable as long as your cash indexes can withstand that news, and if any other news comes out revolving around that border.
What's the best way for our viewers to get in touch for more marketing information?
Absolutely. You can go to our website, eggmarket.net, or you can reach out to us, 701-987-6009.
Garret Arndorfer, agmarket.net. Thanks for the discussion here today. Really appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.